Okay, so I actually have quite a bit I want to talk to you guys about. But of course, we need to be productive here, so as I do that, I'm going to be going around and farming some of these guys. As per usual, since the last episode, I've done a bunch of farming. I've been collecting the ores in the underwater areas of Fontaine whenever they're available, and I've even been doing teapot stuff. And some of you may be aware that I did get access to the Creator Experience server, so I was able to record some stuff with Anefa recently. But you see, after I had Anefa footage to put together the Anefa video, I took advantage of the fact that every single character is built on that account, and I did some Spiral Abyss runs using only 4-star characters. Because on here, I feel like I'm constantly questioning who I should be working on, and I spend quite a few hours on there. Now, I would have loved to have had footage to show you guys, but I don't think I'm allowed to record on there without getting permission. But for the sake of this, pretend that Barbara is Xingqiu right now. I tried this team. I tried swapping Beidou out for Auroran. I tried Beidou and Auroran. Then instead of Lanyan, I swapped an Aoife and went through these same tests, again, swapping all the Electros, pretty much just trying to make every single combination of these characters. During the tests, I did try to use 4-star weapons that we already have on this account because getting specific 4-star weapons is not an easy thing to do. Of course, I do also have this weapon, which I tried out a little bit, but I was primarily focusing on the Electro-charged team. And I don't know if you guys knew, but once these banners reset, I believe we're getting a new event that gives us a 4-star Claymore that is built for Electro-charged. I couldn't refine it, but I did have access to that Claymore, so I tested that with Beidou as well. And also, side note, I think this finally means we might be getting a Hydro Claymore user, but that is besides the point. When all of the characters are C0, Beidou with the new event weapon performs very similarly to a C0 Fischl, at least in regards to if I was using one or the other in the Electro-charged team. The main difference is with Fischl, I never have to worry about getting my burst. With Beidou, I kind of do, but if I have max refinements of that new weapon, then I wouldn't have to worry as much, I don't think. And also at C0, Aoife did outperform Lanyan in the Electro-charged team, but not as much as I was expecting. Considering he has a passive specifically for Electro-charged and Swirl, I thought maybe he'd be a lot stronger there, but it wasn't too much of a difference. Now, I don't need to go into all the ins and outs of every single team that I tried. I imagine that would get quite boring. Like I said, I was in there for a couple of hours. And I guess something worth mentioning is there was an Electro-charged bonus because it's the Spiral Abyss that's coming out in the next update. So obviously they want to incentivize you to use Anefa. I'm sure that that was helping our times a little bit, but with all the characters at C0, it was kind of very slow. And that's when I went ahead and turned every character on that account to C6. And to nobody's surprise, I was able to shave off 30 to 40 seconds simply by making the character C6. Like, I knew constellations were very important, obviously, but I think I kind of underestimated just how important they would be for this account. So at C0, I found that this team was the, well, obviously replacing Barbara with Xingqiu, was the highest performing damage in the quickest time. But once we incorporate the constellations, this became the fastest. And I think a huge part of that is because I was testing this with Sacrificial, which essentially gives Lanyan another use of her skill, and her C6 gives her another use of her skill. So she's able to use her skill 3 times in a row. And I am sorry, Aoife's damage could not keep up with that. Now, yes, it's a little unfair because technically Sacrificial doesn't really benefit him other than the Elemental Mastery, but I did also try it the same combinations with Lost Prayer instead, and Lanyan still outperformed. However, Lanyan on Sacrificial with this team was by far the fastest clear time. But of course, that was at C6 with all these characters. Oh, and yeah, even with the Electro-charged Claymore, Beidou was still not outperforming either Fischl or Auroran in this team, which was kind of disappointing because I was really excited when I saw that it was an Electro-charged Claymore. And I'm going to try to keep this brief because I could probably ramble on all day about the reasons why I did this. When it came to how we set up the rules for this account in terms of pulling, I wanted to make it so that every time a new banner came out, there was something exciting for us. We got to pull, which also meant a lot of waiting between banners, and thus I never have to worry about saving primos. Not to mention from a video creation standpoint, you guys always know that every banner we are doing pulls, and it should come as no surprise that the videos that tend to perform better are the ones with lots of pulls. I also wanted to make sure that I couldn't just pull for any meta 4-star that I wanted and get all their constellations, because I feel like that would have made the series quite boring, and I did not want to overwhelm myself with tons of new characters at once, which I kind of did anyways. But I've come to realize that if we want to 36-star or even 33-star the Spiral Abyss, we need character constellations. And yes, I know there's going to be someone in the comments who's like, see, Java, I told you you were going to need constellations. I told you your wishing rules were stupid. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't want to hear it. I already listed all the reasons for doing what I did. Oh, and I forgot, I did do some random quests that were in our quest log as well. We still have tons in here, but I tried to do the ones that were a little bit easier and didn't have too much dialogue. And so I feel like we kind of need to decide if I'm just going to go around building teams that are like decent, then we don't need to get 36 Star of the Spiral Abyss, and I don't really need constellations. However, if I actually do want to try 36 Star of the Spiral Abyss on here, we're probably gonna need them. And now, as we are all painfully aware, there is quite a bit of RNG even in the rate up banner for 4 stars. But even with that, I kind of like the idea of it being random what 4 stars we get. It's more exciting that way. So I could say, oh, we'll just only pull on weapon banner from now on, and we could pull whenever we want, which is probably smart because then we get a lot of weapons that I won't be able to level up because I have no weapon XP. But at the same time, I feel like we'd get so few characters doing that. And if our goal is constellations, that might not be the best idea. Also, we do have the next banner somewhere in here. I don't know if it's in game yet. Oh, okay, we do have it. This is kind of a nice banner for us. Xingqiu is available, and Fischl constellations would be so nice. But obviously, I don't know if I want to actually allow just random pulling now, because I feel like we just made it so that we changed the way that we pull a little bit, and it would feel kind of wrong to just go and change it again. But look, blame the creator experience server, because that opened my eyes to just how much constellations matter on 4 stars. So in conclusion, I'm curious what all of your opinions are, at least in regards to how I should proceed with pulls on this account. And I figure it's a good time to ask, considering the banner that's about to come up next. Although, to be honest, the constellations I want most are Lanyans. Well, in a Gaming C1, that'd be pretty nice. But we all know if I pull, I won't get what I want, and then I'll burn all my primos, and then I have nothing, and I have to scramble to get primos every time there's a new banner. And I don't really want that to happen. But you can let me know if you think the restriction should be fully lifted, or if there's like another fun way that we could do it. Basically, whatever is more fun for you guys to watch is what I want to do. But I am very glad that I had access to that creator experience server. It gave me a much better idea of what characters and what weapons I should be investing in for this team. Because for example, last episode, I was leveling this weapon, which is a nice weapon, but I've since come to realize that for an Electro-charged team, Sacrificial is just going to be better. And while I'm sure there are tons of players who could have just told me that because it makes sense, Elemental Mastery is a very good stat to have. I tend to learn best through experience, so that's how I found out. Also, it does make me really sad that Beta was not as effective in this team because I do like using her, but I'm sure we can find a spot for her in some team. But now that that is all out of the way and most of the stuff that I had to do is done, we can actually go ahead and start farming. So like I mentioned, the Sacrificial Fragments is a weapon we are going to be building on here, and I probably don't have a ton of weapon XP, but I've been mining as much as I can. I did a bunch of farming in this domain while it was open, and as you saw, I was farming some of the ruin guards, so I'm hoping that this shouldn't be too bad for us to level up. Although it appears I still need to do a bit more farming, though that is perfectly fine with me. Also, in terms of whatever animal character we end up using for our Electro-charged team, the artifact stats that performed best was just straight Elemental Mastery across the board. I tried some crit builds as well, but Elemental Mastery just won out. I mean, who would have known that a character that uses Viridescent and has a passive that makes their damage skill even higher with Elemental Mastery would actually be good with Elemental Mastery? It's a crazy concept. I'm sure nobody else has noticed that yet. Okay, so I can't get enough to ascend this for the final time, but as long as we have enough weapon XP, we should be able to bring it to the second to last ascension. We do have enough, and then we'll ascend it, and we really can't level it, but I'll bring it to level 72. So ideally, we want Elemental Mastery across the board, but of course, I don't really have that. Can I even level any artifacts? Because I haven't been farming 4 artifacts, so I probably don't have much fodder. Ooh, flat attack. That's fun. Oh, we are out. Awesome. I forget, do we have a Sacrificial Sword on this account? We do. It's just waiting for Xingqiu. So if we do get him, then we have these 3 characters on the weapons that I want them to be on, and then Xingqiu can just slot in instead of Barbara. Now, whether this is a good or bad idea is definitely up for debate, but look, I kind of want to farm a couple artifacts. These are pretty useless for us, though Noblesse is nice to get. This isn't necessarily the domain that I need the drops from, but a lot of the artifact domains that I want to farm for are not fun to farm in, especially if I want to use Electro characters. But you see, this domain only has 1 Ruin Guard, which makes it very easy to farm. So at least for today, I'm going to spend my resin here. Hopefully we get more Noblesse pieces than we do of the other one, but equally as important, I really need artifact fodder because I want to level up a bunch of artifacts, and then we can also use the strongbox. Although actually, let me go check on something. I originally was not going to farm in the Viridescent domain because I felt like the Maiden Beloved set would be kind of useless, but I'm already farming a domain where one of the sets is useless. And this one has multiple enemies, which is better for Electro-charged. Although if it's a pain, I'm going straight back to the Ruin Guard. It is definitely not as safe, and it takes about 10 seconds longer, but this is the set that I'm after right now. Oh wow, it actually gave us EM even though the substats are not great. I'm probably gonna have to keep it. It's kind of funny that with Sacrificial Fragments I kind of have like a budget C6 Lanyan. It's the little Costco sampler of what it would be like to have a C6 Lanyan. Oh, this also means I'm gonna have to level up Lanyan's normal attacks more. What are they right now? 2. Oh, yeah, you know what? Let me just put a couple into that. Yeah, bring those up to level 5. Because on this team, she is going to be the main driver. So we might as well have her doing a little bit more damage. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just like the feather we got in the last episode, except it was on a different set? Nah, see, they're tempting me to level that up. But if I level that up, I'm going to waste all of my artifact experience. Because it's not even on the set that I'm trying to do. I will stay strong and I will not level it up. And then I will completely forget that I even have it. There's the last bit of farming that I can do. We're getting good stats on the wrong set. Although there's no EM, so it's not like I'd want that on this set anyways. Oh, and I'm so close to level 50. We get weapon XP and more, but I want that last fate, and I will get that last fate. Luckily, due to the number of regions that are in this game now, I was able to do enough ley lines without having to collect them to reach our 20 ley lines for the week. But now I need to fight a boss 7 more times. So I'll probably keep bouncing between the 2 Regis vines because I can't collect the drops, which means they won't respawn when I'm right next to them. Okay, there we go. It was a little tedious, but we get to level 50 on the battle pass, and we get our one last to quaint fate. All of that I probably just did for a blue, which is exactly what I did. Well, you know, it could have been a purple, but now I do want to circle back to our artifacts. Let's go ahead and craft some viridescent. Okay, that actually went better than I thought it would. It doesn't have EM, but I did get a flower with double crit. Then the feather she was using is already pretty decent. We got a couple things I could roll, but because I don't have too much fodder, I'm probably just going to stick with this one for now. In terms of sands, we do have elemental mastery as a main stat. Substats aren't anything crazy. I'd probably stick with this one. I did get an elemental mastery goblet, and I also got an EM circlet. So whatever rolls the worst is what I'll replace with something that's offset. Is it possible to see crit rate as my 4th slot, or are you going to give me flat defense? Defense percent. Okay. We're going to have a very low crit chance, so I'd rather get crit rate instead of crit damage, just like this. That's not crit rate. But then the flower is going to roll EM, exactly like I said. Then the one stat that I don't want, flat attack. How do they know? The artifacts know what you don't want. They're so smart. What is this? No, can I reshape that? I don't have any of these. That is so stupid. I am completely out of fodder. So the sands, goblet, and circlet are not gonna be max leveled. We're at 616 elemental mastery. And we have about a 1 to 11 crit ratio. Massive. I just came to check to see if ores respawned, and it looks like they have, which is good because I need them, but bad because I don't feel like spending 45 minutes just swimming around collecting them. But it do seem like that is what's in my future. Although I guess technically it's in the present. Although contrary to what Mr. Ugue wants you to believe, this is not a gift, it's a curse. A gift would be if Hoyoverse just deposited a ton of weapon XP in my mailbox. But the only thing that they do put in my mailbox is a meal cooked up by Frank Sinatra himself. Okay, the ores have been acquired. I got 220 of them, which will last me about a day and a half, because it takes 40 per one that you craft, and you can do 4 per day. Oh, not even a day and a half, more like a day and a quarter. Well, Sacrificial can go up to level 78, then I think I want to save today's resin for tomorrow when I can farm more of these. I can get Lanyan's skill up to level 8, but I'd also like to get the normal attacks and burst to level 8. Of course, the biggest issue here are these. I'm just gonna go fight it on the lowest difficulty. Actually, I take that back. You literally cannot get its drops on the lowest difficulty. All right, we'll suffer on level 70. This will probably take just as long as collecting all the ores did. And since I know I'm not clearing all of these things, I once again saved Barbarous Burst for this exact reason. Beautiful. Hey, I only had 1 death that time. It's still on the second to lowest difficulty, but I'll take it, and that's exactly what I needed. I could bring her burst to level 7, but as I've said in the past, leaving the talents on odd numbers bothers me for some reason. So instead, I'll bring the normal attack to level 6. And in typical fashion, it appears I have waited until the last couple hours to even start this event. Since there are slimes on the event picture, I assume we don't actually use our own characters. But what has me a little riled is this. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get very many of them. In fact, I bet from this entire event, I won't get enough weapon XP to bring this up 2 more levels. Not even 2. It's like 1 1/4, which is kind of weird that it's the second time in this video and today that I said something wasn't gonna be 2 but 1 1/4. Now I'm gonna start out with not reading the instructions because I'm lazy, and we shall see how long this lasts. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So when are the rewards gonna include weapon XP? Oh boy, ricochet stuff. How about on the third one? Third one also does not give us weapon XP. Now I'd love to show more of this in the video, but doesn't really use our characters, so every person who plays this, it's gonna look the same, and thus I figure we can skip through most of it. It appears when you put this right on the corner of one of these mirrors, it goes a little crazy, but that is the entire event done. Let's see how much weapon XP we get. All right, we're going. The third one, still none. Oh, there's 3 massive and 3 more. So 6 whole weapon XP. Wow. Is the weapon XP in the room with us? Look at how much I can level. Not even a full bar. Cool. It did give us some artifact XP as well, which I already used, and I couldn't get it from level 12 to level 16. So I've basically spent everything that we just got from that event already. Dare I say, a little underwhelming. Now, don't you guys just love the power of editing? Because it is now already a new day. Except there is one slight issue, and we will see that right after I claim this acquaint phase. Because if I open up the wishing menu, we could see the banners are gone. And I believe that the servers are going to go down for maintenance in about 15 minutes. And that's not the end of the world. However, this video is supposed to go out tomorrow, and I still kind of have to edit it. So this video might end up being a lot shorter than I wanted, but hopefully that's not the case. And I think with today's resin, I want to try to get Auroran's skill to level 8, which I've now committed to by leveling it up to level 7. Although maybe I'm wrong about the servers going down in 10 minutes because I haven't seen it scroll across the top of the screen warning me yet. And I feel like normally that comes up every 2 seconds when the servers are going to go down. Oh, speaking of which, oh, and I forgot it's this domain. This is not a quick clear for us. So with just 9 minutes left, can I farm this enough to actually level up Auroran's skill? I'm kind of feeling like no. 1 clear. Took 2 minutes. This is not looking good. That also doesn't help that on that screen, I accidentally clicked to use regular resin instead of fragile. So this time, I'm going to actually use condensed resin. And I think we only need to farm this one more time. And it looks like we have 5 minutes left. Now, when the servers come back up, obviously, I could pull and see if we get Xingqiu. And whether we end up changing the rules on this account or not, I technically could still pull it and it wouldn't make a difference. But I think I want to wait to see if we do or don't decide to change them. Even though it is going to absolutely kill me to not pull to see if we get Xingqiu. Did I get enough? Yes, I did. I got this. I can do this. Auroran. Boom. Elemental skill. We craft these, craft those, craft these, and some of those. And we come in here, we go to elemental skill, we level it to level 8. And look at that. Look at the talents are almost where I want them to be. It's just these, which are going to be a pain because of this boss. Oh, this is open today too? Hold up. I'm going. I got 2 minutes. I could do this. Servers will go down in less than 3 minutes. Sure. I can clear this one before servers go down. This is an easy one. Oh, geez. Claim with condensed resin. Yes. Nice. We go again. Huge, massive damage, by the way. Look at this. Look at how well this is working. Now imagine it with a Xingqiu instead. Go, run faster. And condensed resin. I did it. I still have another condensed resin though. They wouldn't kick me out when I'm in the middle of a domain, would they? I mean, that'd just be rude. I'd love to also go condense the rest of my resin first, but I don't think there's any way that we're getting out of this domain. Now, technically, we're in the amount of time where the server should be down. Can I run it again? Somehow, yes. Imagine if all this just gets deleted from my account. No. No, I was so close. Oh, that's unfortunate because 4-star only. It's so funny. Oh, I got a holiday resort invitation. It's crazy. Okay, real talk. This might be a stupid question. Why can't we just have all 4 of these on this? Why do I have to choose? I would like all of the options, please. Wait, you see this? I just got 5 of this from literally logging into my account, and I had to do the entire event before to get 6. No, I'm not mad. That makes so much sense. Oh, and here it is. This is the claymore I was talking about earlier. Also, Bennett as a skin. And can I just say, I like it so much more than regular Bennett. I was never a fan of this design. In the old days, I used to refuse to use this character. So once I get this, I will never go back. Also, I feel like Hoyoverse forgot that they once made 5-star skins. Unless I'm forgetting something. Pretty sure Diluc still has the only one. But look what is here. A beautiful banner for this account. Though before I forget, because I'm very good at that, I'm going to return to this domain and finish my farming. There are 3 more runs complete. And so if I wanted to level both Lanyan's normal attack and burst to level 8, I obviously can't do that right now because I don't have the weekly boss drops. And I also don't think I'll have enough of the talent materials. But with a little more farming, we should be able to sort that out between episodes, hopefully. Well, with the exception of the weekly boss drops. Can't really do much about that. Earlier in the video, I did say I wasn't sure if I was going to pull when the banner's updated, and then it might be better to just wait for next episode. I figure we can actually go ahead and do both. How's that gonna work, you're asking? I'll show you. You're all gonna hate this, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I shall see you guys next time.